would like to discuss about a very common problem every health insurance member face in the US, and what are the strategies available for a member to tackle it, and what the solution our app can offer. So, Sarah, the first scenario here, Sarah has been recently visited the hospital, for a year, and it is a in-network facility. And weeks later, she has received a bill for $8,000, and now she's trying to figure out exactly what exactly has happened over here. Because the hospital she has visited was in network, but it still ended up with a huge bill. And the current scenario, usually when we get bill like this, usually we try to call the provider office or the billing department and the insurance or member services and try to figure out actually what was the reason for that, and it'll be a back and forth conversation. And you pretty much know when you go to ER, it is you wanted to have a good recovery, but all this stress will add. Makes us very stressful recovery. The second scenario where Ethan has went to his annual checkup, and he has been going to the same PCP for a long time, and his health plan is still the same. Nothing has changed from his end, but he also ended up getting a surprise bill for $4,500. So in both the scenarios, both the members have received a bill, which is way above than what they have actually agreed upon. I would like to take to the next slide here to talk about. First, we need to take a step back and understand why do we really get the surprise bills. The first thing is that we should not really perceive this as a administrative error. It's more than that. It's basically a twofold problem in the US healthcare payment model, where the payments are made by the insurance company to the providers based upon the contract they have signed. So I can majorly break down this into two categories. One is called a systemic failure, and the second one is called as a transparency failure. In the systemic failure, we call it as the balance billing. In the balance billing, what really matters here is that when an out-of-network provider, where they attend an in-network facility, the charges, anything the out-of-network provider is directly charged to the member. So, it is because the insurance does not actually have been contacted with the out-of-network provider. The second one, which we call as a transparency failure, here, before you go to any kind of a visit to the doctor, we usually rely on the provider directories to make sure they're part of our network plan. And in that scenario, also, what happens is because of the 40 directories, we end up with getting the surprise bills. And in the next two slides, have other set of examples which fall into these two categories, but I will leave it for the end user for the later review. So I wanted to quickly jump onto the strategies that we have currently in place to handle the surprise bills. The first one we call is a triple check rule. It's basically a three-step process where before you make a medical appointment, it's better to call to the insurance company, your provider office, and have very specific and pointed questions so that you're trying to save the cost upfront. You're not spending the money on this one. So you're just things upfront, and that way it's basically you can say this precaution is better than cure. And coming to the second phrase, where actually this is where when after the claim has been already initiated and processed, there is something called as a No Surprise Act, which was rolled out to the all the members in the year of 2022, which is basically to protect the protect the members' finance, and also cover majority of scenarios or the common problems which we have actually shown in the earlier slide. Moving on to the next slide. So this is where our solution, the Surprise Shield AI, it is trying to provide two features which will work around a triple check and appeal generator, which I will make it more clear with our next demo slide. Let me quickly jump to demo. Before we jump on demo, I would like to show the bill which is received to the Sarah Hayes in the first slide. She received a bill for $8,000, and if you see that the out-of-network provider called as Radiology Consultants, they have charged for $9,500, but insurance has only paid $1,500. Now it ends up with $8,000 has to be owned by Sarah, and what our app is going to do is that what our app is going to do is that we're going to upload the bill and we will try to see was there any kind of legal violations that happened with the specific bill. One second. So we're trying to try to upload the bill that we have just now seen. Now it's analyzing for the violations. Okay, here you can see that it's saying the violation type is emergency, and it also talks about the healthcare provider is outlook net provider, and there's no information provided, and also it is talking about how to CMS regulations, which is basically a Center for Medicaid and Medicaid Services. This is pure complete violation here. We have it. We click on this here. It will generate an appeal letter. And for interest of the time, I just wanted to quickly jump to show the letter that was generated. Yeah, so this is the letter it was generated. You can see that this is the specific piece of information where where we get from the bill. And I would like to mostly emphasize on the legal argument here. So as I mentioned earlier about this National No Surprise Act, there's a legal citations for every kind of scenario and what is covered and what is not covered. So this is what exactly it's most codified stuff. And this is what we are trying to provide it back to the provider or the insurance company. And we are actually demanding for the resolution to zero out the claim. So this is one of the feature which I have covered in my app. And the second feature I would like to quickly jump on here. This is where the provider network status. So I mentioned earlier that about the triple check. It's better to do a check before you actually go to the provider. So here Sarah is trying to go to Dr. Thomas Riley, and the Sarah is she's on the HMO Classic plan. And this is going to generate a phone script, a phone conversation script for Sarah to have interaction with the provider. And okay, if you see here, it's trying to give you three questions. It's providing her information, and we're trying to ask, like, this Dr. Thomas Riley, who specializes in cardiology, is a network plan for which is HMO Classic. And we are trying to get this clarification because if he's not HMO Classic, then they will not be able to, cover this. And also we're asking the financial question, but to make sure our co-pay and co-insurance is already covered or not. So this is the base. So this way, when you do this when you actually call up the provider office, provide exact information, then you're actually protected by itself. Now switching back to the so from the system architecture standpoint, the front end and the back end, I have to keep it at very minimal and have used the same tech stack like everyone. I would like to mostly focus on this LLM and data layer, which I call as the intelligence core. So my main actual the legal information, like from the No Surprise Act, which is basically it's like 1,000+ pages text with a lot of legal citations and everything, which is very hard to read for the common person. And I also have the provider demographic details and provider network plans and everything. So everything is actually added to the vector database, and then on top of that, I have an orchestrator to pull this data for a specific question which you ask in the app. With that, I would like to talk about one specific thing here. In reality, we are trying to solve an asymmetry problem. What I really mean by that is that you take any major institutions, be it providers, legal firms, or hospitals, or insurance companies, they often win because they have access to the data, the language, the legal language, and the code books. But with the AI-powered solution like the Surprise Shield AI, we are trying to open this access to every member so that we are trying to bridge that gap. And also we're trying to give the legal ammunition to fight back in the form of appeal letters. And also with the triple check rule, we are trying to make sure a member is also winning because with the saving cost upfront, and also from the Also from the insurance company, we are not initiating any claim, which means that it's a good, safer then. So I would conclude my presentation here, and thank you for everyone attending over here. And I would like really thank the AI Makerspace bootcamp team, for giving this opportunity. Thank you. Would like to discuss